Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Jack here. So we're in the next round of the EurAsia 75 series, and that is right, we're at Lemon, or Lemons. We've qualified in P5. Not too bad, with all things considered. Just a reminder guys, if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe, click the notification bell and click the like, and let's get right into today's video. So, not too bad of a starting position based off of my car, and first time actually at this circuit. So we're going to just start trying to get off the starting grid, and unfortunately due to the lack of acceleration and top end, I'm immediately going to sacrifice a position, and actually going to make that two more positions with Seth, Gabe and Grandpa all going past. So we do have another new face here, Seth Logan, so of course we will see a little bit more Seth later on, but we have Grandpa up ahead of us, our rival, who we would like to beat. So we need to try and capture P5 and then of course work our way up through the field so we can at least try and finish better than where we started. So we're going to look up ahead here, and actually it doesn't take long for the action to kick off. So Grandpa goes a little bit wide here, so we're going to actually squeeze into the gap because of course I am the apex. And we're going to get that move done, so immediately back up in 7th place. Happy days. And what we're going to do, we're going to be smart here. Although I've got the pace, I know I can I know I'm faster than Gabe. What I'm going to do, I'm going to work with him here. Of course, little, you can see his YouTube up ahead there, you know, shameless plug. So, of course, check that out. So, Fat Cat Gaming. And you can see here, look at this. This is teamwork, and this does indeed make the dream work. So, we're actually working with our rival, and Gabe. So, of course, we're going to look around the inside here of Gabe, because I know I can overtake and get that position. So, luckily, we do so. Kevman unfortunately going wide there. I didn't even notice this still watching the replay. I'm fortunate that I know Kev has got the speed and the pace on this track, so we'll have to look out for him later on. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to try and stick in the slipstream, because that is exactly what I need to do. And Grandpa is behind us as well, so we have luckily got past him, but it's going to be a threat later on. We will find out. But what we're going to do is focus our efforts on trying to get past Seth, or working together with Seth. We're going to see what we decide to do. Seth and myself bump drafting at the moment to try and gain on the leaders, Shifter, Rockzilla and Bucky. Of course, we know Rockzilla is, well, he's always out for blood, so we want to try and not let him get the better of us. Of course, we have beaten him on fastest laps in both lobbies we've been in. It might be a little bit harder in this one, but we are certainly still going to try. Although I don't have top end or acceleration, but I do have strategy. So anyway, if you guys like lemons, make sure you leave a comment. Let me know how much you like melons. Because, sorry, lemons? What am I on? Because this is a really nice track. I actually, luckily got supported by Legend. That's WBA Legend. Also, Gecko Racer and Rockzilla himself in P2 have all assisted me on this track quite a lot. So, of course, I thanks to them, I know this track a little bit now, and it's my first time ever racing here, so let me know how you think I'm doing. I feel like I've got 2 excellent moves done so far. Of course, we're back into P5 where we started, which is great. And the action does not quite stop there, so make sure you watch till the end, because it does certainly kick off again, kick off in a little bit. As you see, the video is slightly shorter than normal, and it's basically because of all the, I suppose you could say, the dead space between, well, you know, between moments. So Seth getting it a little bit wrong there, so that's actually going to invite us a little bit closer You see just behind me there, Grandpa, he's still lurking. Same with Gabe. Of course, you've got Chris Pro, you got Mackie, and I can't work out who that is at the back there. I think that could be Kevman, actually. And of course, that's pretty much going to be the grid there. So that's pretty cool. We're, of course, that bang in the middle of that right now. We're in lobby 1. Of course, lobby 2, I believe at this point in time has a few more members. But if you want to join the race Asylum, guys, make sure you check out the link in the description below, or drop a comment and I'll be happy to invite you. It's a really lovely bunch. Seth actually a little bit of lag there. I don't really know what happened there, but try not to let that distract me too much. This last section, I feel like this is where my biggest strength is. Actually, same in most corners on this track, to be fair. Saying that, I managed to pick up a penalty for, I suppose, running wide. So I do feel like I'm strong around these corners, and of course we're certainly going to do our best to basically just try and push through the pack. So interestingly, Roxilla is in the pits, and actually we're going to see Grandpa go in there as well, so we won't have to worry about Grandpa for a little bit. He was quite close to me, to be fair. I was hoping we could work together. I know we could probably capture more positions, although it looks like he started on a medium, so they're both going softs. So they could be a threat later on, but that does promote us into P4 for lap 2. So we're skipping forward. So now we're slightly further throughout the race of this lap, and we're just trying to stay within the slipstream of Seth. So again, skipping forward here, and I mean the gap's still there. It's not too great of a sign. Obviously, Shifter's about 8 seconds away, and Bucky's not soon after. So you see there, Gabe is in the pits from mediums, and then shortly he'll be going to softs. At least one would assume anyway. So Gabe could be a threat, but I know I've got the pace. So of course won't have to worry too much there, or shouldn't have to anyway. We'll see where things come out when we go in the pits, which will actually be at the end of this lap. The softs actually last a bit of time on here. So we'll see how Grandpa and Roxilla do from going in the first lap at the end of the race. So just looking over there, I took that corner, not too bad, carry a lot of speed here, so this is really important. I need to try and stay within the slipstream with Seth, because he is in the fastest car for this track. I think actually in the best car suited to this track as well. Just a random thought, Grandpa's livery is really cool, so make sure obviously, well, I'll try and remember that kind of pattern so I can see what can be done in the future for liveries, because I really like that design. And this is our first race against each other as well, so of course hopefully we'll be able to beat him in this one, but of course I will leave the leaderboard standings at the end of the video. And you can see here, just looking at this really cool replay camera angle, we are starting to catch up to Seth. It's the corners that I'm benefiting from, and actually we are approaching, I believe that's going to be the Ford chicane. So we're going to try and gain a little bit more time on Seth here, who's also a newer racer in this league. So of course I want to try and do our best against him, keeping it all fair and square, or safe and secure. And I'm learning the track names, but I believe we are approaching Dunlop Curve. So we want to try and basically, I've got the option here to work our way around or work together, and we are going to decide to work together, because two brains are better than one, or two heads are better than one. Of course, unless of course there's 3 heads involved, then 3 would be better than 2. But us 2 might be able to work together, with me getting a corner advantage and Seth getting the top end advantage. We could try and work together and capture Shifter and Bucky's positions, and then of course hopefully being for a chance to win potentially. Of course, the disadvantage we got is Roxilla is mad quick and he's already pitted, so you know, we're going to see of course how he does later on in the video. And this is a slightly shorter video than normal, but yeah, with all the dead space between the laps, I just didn't think it was worth showing you guys. It's mostly just the straights really, the boring bits, but you know, there are many good moments in this one, so of course lots of goodies. And we are actually in that slipstream just about, I think, so we're going to be able to use that to our advantage and just start gaining on Seth. So I need to try and gain as much time as possible, because my car shines in the strategy and I suppose you could say fuel department. Same with tyres, I guess. Really cool camera, this one here. So luckily I do get the corner advantage, so we are going to be able to outbrake ourselves a little bit more and also push a little bit more on the corners, but of course it's the acceleration in the top end that I lack. Not ideal, but of course it does make things very interesting, and we'll see how well I do in the series anyway as it does progress. And if you guys haven't seen the other parts yet, I will leave cards scattered throughout the video of other good moments, other good races, and of course the series, so you don't want to miss that. So we're going on the laps. Lap 3, going to change the softs and we're going to put a splash of fuel in the tank. And I did a little bit of fuel saving. I could have done a little bit more, but I don't think I actually needed to refuel, but I did it anyway because I was a little bit nervous. I wanted to push and I didn't want to be out of fuel. After my experience at Red Bull Ring a couple of weeks back, I didn't really want mistakes to happen again, so of course we're going to just we're going to just refuel there. So I'll take that line there, and I didn't think there was anything wrong with that, but the game deems it as a corner cutting penalty, so a little bit annoying. We're going to serve that penalty at the end of this lap, and you see there, Shifter and Bucky are in the pits, but interestingly enough, they started on softs, which means they're going to come out on medium. So what we're going to do is going to clear this penalty before we start the next lap, as the rules of the season are to serve the penalties, so you can of course overtake and serve it within that lap at the start-finish straight, which is exactly what we did. Interestingly though, Bucky does have a penalty up ahead, and Bucky's one of the really fast guys who's actually been featured in the Pro-Am League, which if you haven't seen, of course I'll leave cards. He's very fast and just generally a very quick driver, so if I can beat him, that'd be a pretty good achievement. So we are approaching the end now, of course at starting lap 8. Seth is in the pits, and we're actually going to jump him here, so we're actually going to come out ahead. Of course he started on softs, so now he's going to have to do 2 laps on mediums. Not the ideal strategy personally, because the car's a little bit lighter, but then you're on the weaker tyre compound, but of course everyone's got their own strategy, so fair enough. So I'm just trying to stay within the slipstream of Lucky Bucky, because if I lose it, I'm basically going to be out. Although saying that, I am out of it now, but luckily I do have tyre advantage. I know he's got pace, and I know he's a quick driver, both in this series and in other ones I've seen him in. And we did participate in a team versus team a while ago, which I did not do videos for sadly, because my MacBook decided not to allow me to basically just save it. It decided to crash and delete those files, but I have raced with Bucky before, and he's a really clean driver but extremely fast. So we want to try and be a RA driver, the Race Asylum driver without the academy attached. I mean, it would be nice to beat everyone, but of course we've got to pick our battles, and Roxilla is long gone as well, so that strategy seems to have worked. Shifter is a little bit too far away as well, as you can see by the mini-map up there. So really, we've only got Bucky in our eyesights, but that's not a problem at all. With realistic expectations, we're not in the best of cars, and we didn't get the best of starts as well, but we have definitely performed very well up to this point, and first time racing here as well, so hopefully by next time I'm a little bit faster and a little bit better, even more confident as well, and should hopefully start just seeing that grow. So we're going to start bringing down that gap, and it actually gets very, very interesting coming up. So we're going to gain quite a bit of time on Bucky here on these S's. Of course we are approaching, I think this is Terge Rouge coming up. We're actually going to go side by side here. I should have actually backed out of this. It wasn't smart of me. I'm at purple sectors, very interestingly. I know I'm faster than 418 at my absolute peak. I know I can get a 417 flat, as I hope that legend would back me up on. I decided to back out of that, but that was a bit too late for me, so I lose a lot of time and unfortunately the slipstream. But we are going to be approaching a chicane. I don't really know what it's called, but we are on a Mans Lane straight, so this is exactly where Bucky is going to shine in the top end department. But if we just look up ahead here and look at the delta, let's look at this mad time that I started to gain. That is crazy. So we're just under a second now, and actually we are borderlining slipstream, but of course we know he's got to move over to the right anyway, so we're going to do that just around the same time, just hopefully getting little slithers of slipstream. That would be nice. See my brake tyre brake balance, that's the one, is at +4. I've so far kept it on +4 for pretty much all of the season so far. I could have brought it down a little bit in this lap, as I realise, but oh well, at least we know for future. Although next week Brands Hatch, I'm going to need to figure out a strategy for that, but should be all good to go hopefully. And again, just looking here, I get a brilliant exit there and actually invites me into Bucky's rear view mirrors. So what are we going to do? We're going to go side by side or try and work together. I don't think we can afford working together anymore. I could have done in hindsight, as there wasn't really much, as there might not be a lot of room for us to do something. We do see Kevman and Grandpa, I think that is behind us, so they're still there. So we do actually get the position on Bucky this time, so not too bad. But of course you know what's coming up, guys, don't you? It is a little bit of a straight. So because of that, we're going to see Bucky come right back into play. We're going to try and cover off the inside. However, no matter what I do, I know he's going to be able to work his way around. So we're going to just keep things nice and safe between ourselves, make sure we don't have any contact. And just looking at that lovely shot there. Very, very nice. So it's going to get a little bit dicey here. We're going to go almost side by side. I could have maybe kept it in, but I didn't want to risk it, because I get a nice slime through here. And again, I'm inviting him right into danger. So we're putting him under a lot of pressure here, which is excellent. And a little tiny bit of contact. I didn't mean for that. But at the end of the day, he didn't get a penalty, and he did get a nice bit burst of speed there, so that's always a great sign. So, of course, keeping it very clean, and it was very enjoyable actually battling Bucky throughout the last couple of laps. And at one point, I know Kevman and Grandpa were gaining on us in the, bump drafting and whatnot, but unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened there, but that seems to have dropped off. But I'll make sure to leave a link to Grandpa's video in the description. And if we just look here, guys, Bucky gets it slightly wrong, so we're going to get the move done on the outside there. So that was just superb. Of course, we could both read each other there. We're both keeping it safe. I did check the replay. I think it was just down to the tyre wear there, really, and of course the medium tyres. So we're going to get a beautiful move done there. Happy days. That puts us up in podium on a track I'm not familiar with. So are we going to be able to hold it off for the last couple of corners on the Porsche curve? And I think the Porsche chicane, I think. I'm not too sure what it's called. It looks like we are going to be able to, so that's P3. So beautiful battle with Bucky there. Definitely one of my most enjoyable moments of this series so far. So such a pleasure that was to be a part of. And look at that. So that's the scoreboard. And of course, here's the league results. It's looking very, very good right now. We are definitely performing better than we ever have. So this is a great sign. But anyway, guys, I hope you've all enjoyed today's video. If you have, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.